Hi, Kurtz, Easy Access Math, and today's lesson is another lesson on linear equations. And this is one that you may see on a test where you have to do some setup first, you have to move things around, you even have to do a little distributive multiplication on the second one. Let me caution you, always watch your signs because they're really important. Like signs will be positive in multiplication, unlike signs negative. So let's take a look. The first thing I'm going to do is set up that distributive on the second side there. And I have 10x minus 10 on that side. So in this linear equation, we had a little work to do before we could start solving for x, which is the whole point of a linear equation, solving for x. And I'll bring down my 4x plus 26. And that was my first step. Now, I'm going to bring all my x's to one side, number x combinations, and all my regular plain old numbers to the other side. Now, in linear equations, when it's equal, it doesn't matter which side you put your numbers and which side you put your letter number combinations. But when you get to inequalities, you always want to put your letter number combinations on the left, on this side. So I'm going to do it that way just because. But for an equation, you would get the same answer no matter which side you moved your letters and which side you moved the plain numbers. So I'm going to move the letters this way by undoing, subtracting the 10x from both sides, and that cancels that out, and I have negative 6x here equals negative 10. Now, there's only, and I'll bring down that plus 26 that I still have on this side of the equal sign. Remember, we're always doing things on both sides of the equal sign, and whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Keep that in mind, both sides. Now, I only have one move I can make here. I can't move the 10. I already moved the x's this way. If I move the 10, I have an empty side. You can't do that. So I have to move the regular numbers that way. Since I moved my letter this way, my regular plain number that doesn't have a letter attached goes to the right. I undo the 26, negative 26 on both sides. That cancels. Bring down my 6x, my negative 6x, and the equals, and 10 plus 26, 36. Now I have one more thing to do. I don't want negative 6x. I have to divide both sides by the number next to that x, sign and all. Remember, you divide the number, and if it's a negative, the sign and all divides. So negative 6 and negative 6, and let me put that negative down. 10 and 26 was negative 36. Important. Don't forget your signs, and don't forget to carry down your signs. It could happen to anybody. You have to remember, so you would have the wrong answer if you forgot a sign. So always try to catch negative 10, negative 26 when you're subtracting is negative 36. Almost forgot that. So now I have a negative 6 divided by negative 6 cancels, and I have x equals negative 36 divided by negative 6 gives me a positive 6, or just 6. Okay, so be careful. Remember to bring down your signs. That's how sign mistakes sometimes happen, is as you're working, you forget to bring down a sign. It can happen to anyone, even me. So be careful. Remember to carry down your signs and follow each step in solving. It's a multi-step process. You may have to do some setup first, but that's how you do a linear equation.